I felt the need to say hello, gorgeous, when I started this. So, hello, gorgeous, and whoever is watching, you are absolutely stunning. Hi, mirrors, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. I am Clark, and it's nice to finally meet you. Today's pick a card reading. What card currently reflects the energy that you are embodying? I thought this would be a fun one to do. I like to check in on these myself occasionally to see, how I am appearing to people. Before we get started, while you are here, go ahead and hit that heart button for your girl. It helps to boost me in the algorithm so others can see me and so I can connect to people just like us. You help the community this way, and you also support my page. Thank you so much in advance. All right, let's get started. It's a little bit different. I chose to pull out my acrylic paints today. Each color here is sitting on top of a card that reflects your energy, and depending on what color you choose today, is the card or the pile that you're going to go with. So, starting from left to right, we have gold. We have scarlet. Someone's name could be Scarlet. I always thought the name was pretty. Maybe just think of Carmen Sandiego too. We have sky blue. We have warm gray. When I touched this one, I thought of a new house or like new walls or fresh paint. We have Viridian, which is also really pretty. And then we also have light green. You can pause the video here so you can, sit on the colors and the piles, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, if you chose pile A, you chose gold. Let's see what card is lurking behind. Lurking, I may have chose that word for a reason. We have the sun card here, but it's showing up in the reverse. Now, keep in mind, just because the card is reversed doesn't mean that you're any less than, the regular meaning upright. Usually upright, it represents someone being in the spotlight, people gravitating towards you, you being magnetic in a way. Someone here could be a Leo, have Leo placements, or a Leo stellium. I heard specifically a Leo Mars. Someone here is meant to be in the spotlight with the energy that I'm receiving from this card. You, my dear, are going through a period where things are being revealed to you, your destiny, what drives you, what fuels you. You are appearing to people as someone who is dedicated to their future and finding their way. A lot of people sense this magnetic and powerful aura. They may sense it or may have sensed it before you did. People are expecting great things from you. A lot of people feel as though you're going to be well known one day. Make sure that you are following your desire, because the sun card can also represent that. It is literally the biggest or one of the biggest stars in the solar system. Make sure that you're using it as your guiding light, your desires as your guiding light, so you can end up on the path where you're supposed to be. Beautiful pile 1. No wonder why you chose gold. If you chose pile 2, scarlet. Let's see what we have for you here. 10 of Wands. But in the reverse position. I literally just did a pick a card reading that had the 10 of Wands in it. I believe it was my pile C. There might be a message in there for you. You, my dear, are going through a period where you're being unburdened by something. Whether it was a former responsibility that you felt like you had to do because people, imposed it on you or forced you or brainwashed you into doing it. You're finally letting that go. This could be family, especially if you felt like you were brought up and raised to be responsible for people. I feel as though you are finally, moving out of that energy. But how you're coming across to people with this reverse 10 of wands is as a fresh of breath air. You look as though you've been alleviated of a heavy load. You look as though you've been refreshed or rejuvenated. And people are really liking this energy. You may have came off not too long ago as rigid or cold or just tired and didn't want to be bothered. It feels as though you're stepping into a more friendly energy, like your true self, because you finally have the energy to do so. I love that for you, Pile B. And if you chose, let me put that back. And if you chose, I like how under this light it looks like it's glowing. You are very, very special, Pile C, Pile 3. With this color, sky blue, I instantly thought of a dreamer. You may even look at cloud formations in the sky and receive messages from there. That is a form of divination too, and I love doing it, where you lay on your back and you look at the clouds and you see what shapes or animals or anything that you can pick out. There's always a message there. That might be a gift of yours. Pile 3. Why am I not surprised? The Empress. Are you the one that I called gorgeous? Probably. Of course, you are absolutely stunning, Pile 3. You are embodying all the queens. When people look at you, they see you as someone who is reliable, but you also know, how to set boundaries. You're a person who knows how to give, but you have the perfect balance of that. You don't overextend yourself. You give just enough so people can also be independent on their own. It's a beautiful energy to be in. You don't allow people to be victims, and you don't make people feel as though you're pitying them. You make people feel as though they're an equal. But the energy that you are currently putting out there is one that's fruitful. I hope that you're manifesting during this time. This really feels like a good period for you to create, whether it's art, because let's face it, I did choose paint today, or just art. Like, you could be a painter, you could be a painter, you could be a poetry writer, or you could write books, or any creative endeavor. Make sure that you are channeling that energy into it. You're showing up as the Empress for a reason. And yes, it represents motherhood, but overall, the Empress represents creation. Make sure that you're putting this energy to good use so it can be fruitful for you, so you can attract that abundance that's waiting for you. And if you chose Pile 4, we have the warm gray. I actually kind of like this color. I like this color a lot. This is the one where I said I thought of a new house. I kind of smelled fresh paint. Someone here could be renovating their house. Doesn't have to necessarily be painting, but you know how, you switch things up and it makes you feel as though things are brand spanking new, or it switches around the energy, freshens up the energy. I always tell my clients that you should speak life into your home, because the spirit, my house, my home, I call her Queen, and I speak to her often, and I tell her I love her, and I thank her for providing me with stability and a whole bunch of other things. But you could be someone who just moved. Doesn't have to be, or someone who's in the process of doing so. It's brand new something, brand new energy, brand new you. Pile 4. 4 of Cups. No wonder why you're getting brand new you. You've said no enough. And just as I say that, confirmation. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a bus going past, the crossroads. And usually I equate buses to, vehicles that have a heavy burden, having to carry a whole bunch of people from city to city or from stop to stop. Like they literally carry the weight of the world. And it's just one driver, too. Like when you think about it, all these people relying on this one person. Kind of similar to pile B. You may have chose red as well. But when I say like new you, this could have been your past energy. You could have been pile B at one point. But if you chose pile 4, like I was saying, you've said no enough. You've said no to people enough to where it's switched up your energy, your frequency. 4 of Cups upright tends to represent apathy and rejecting offers. I take it as declining, people who are constantly asking you for things as well, especially since it's the cups, is tied to the heartstrings. This could be friends, family, people close to you who is taking advantage of your energy. But because you finally said no enough, right? You're currently getting back out there and reconnecting with people who you're going to say yes to because it's reciprocal. And I love that for you. No more feeling rigid. No more having to look over your shoulder or having a chip over your shoulder. You, my dear, have officially, transformed. And I really love that for you, Pile 4. That sounds like real alchemy. When you really want to change your life, you have to be able to tell your past life no and move differently. And that's exactly what you're doing in this pile. If you chose Viridian, which is another form of the blue, 2 of Wands. Tends to represent travel, someone being in between choices, but also looking for another option that better suits them. It's my Sagittarius card. I love me some Sagittarius energy. It literally depicts a man, if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite deck, literally depicts a man who's looking out into like the horizons, even though he has literally a wand on each side of him. Appropriate choices, but not necessarily the one that he wants, not the path that he wants to pursue. It's like, they're okay. Been there, done this. But I want something new. You're coming off to people as someone who is well-traveled and well-educated and the philosopher, even. People view you as very wise. They may even like to come to you for advice or just to hear your specific take on things. Some people already know the answers to their problems, but they love just hearing you talk. You may have a career in talking, whether you have a podcast or you're a public speaker or even on the debate team, because, it is fiery. Or something where you are on a panel and you're each giving your specific views, or this is something that you're looking into, definitely do it. Side note. People really like hearing from you, and they like hearing your perspective because they know it's well balanced and unbiased. It's like you take everything into consideration before you speak. Yeah. This is also the card that I think of when, on vacation. Interestingly enough, because this is the Thoth deck, it does have, Aries energy, Mars energy. You could be in Aries. There are still, planets that are currently being occupied by Aries. And it's almost Aries season. Happy early birthday if you are an Aries. I know you're going to turn up. But yeah, that's what I got for you, my pile. Number 5, that's the energy that you are exuding. Last but not least, light green. Ooh, 5 of Swords. This card can feel icky, but tarot, it has duality to it. So don't feel bad if you pulled this card is showing up for a reason, and it's a good thing that you caught it so you know you can reel your energy back in. Usually with the Five of Swords, if you are familiar with the Rider-Waite deck or the Rider-Waite Tarot, it depicts a man who literally is holding a sword as his adversaries are walking away from him, meaning that he won, but at what cost, you know? I find this card to be one that's argumentative and defensive, but sometimes it can point to paranoia. Like you feel as though people are against you when in reality they're not. Remember, the sword, it represents intellect, it represents what's on the mind, and sometimes on the mind kind of reminds me of Seven Swords. We can create our own illusions. You know, we see the world through the lens of our traumas and what we've gone through. But you, pile number 5, it's time to see the world through a different lens that's going to, better place you in the energy that you want to be in. It's time to be more optimistic. It's time to be more friendly. Not everyone is the same as the people that hurt you. So you have to make sure that you move accordingly so that, you're not pretty much cutting people who didn't originally make you bleed, or bleeding on those who did not cut you. Pile number 5, you have a beautiful energy, but it's time to lower your defenses just a little bit. Because if you keep out everything, that means you're also keeping out your blessings. All right, my beautiful mirrors. I hope that today treats you fabulously, and I'll see you next time. Do not forget to hit that heart button. And I love you. Bye.